I couldn't resist. I gotta tell you one more about the neighborhood I lived in. While you're having your liberalism experience, I lived next to a woman named Brenda, and Brenda had a baby, and she's really nice. And I want to show you something about the I'm gonna tell you about her psychology, and I think this speaks for itself if you want to know what's going on. What happened is I had a landlord, she's a really nice lady named Miss Garrett, and she called, she couldn't get me on the phone. She called Brenda. She said, Brenda, do me a favor. She said, Steve is just moving into the house. I don't think I give him the alarm code. And if it goes off, like that cops are gonna come, then I gotta like think the house being broken into, then that guy who lives there, it's my whole mess. Like, can you just tell him to call me? I'll give him the alarm code. Okay, this is how she processed the message. I mean, that's what it was. This is how she gave me the message. She says, Steve, listen to me. Miss Cindy called, listen. She says, you gotta call her right away. You gotta listen, she gotta give you the alarm code, because if it goes off, the cops are gonna come and take you to jail. Well, like, they're not. But that's how that's how she thinks that would happen. Like, that's what she thinks would happen. Of course it wouldn't. Hi, officer. What is the problem? The alarm went off? Well, I just moved in. When did you move in? Well, it's hard to say. How do I get the alarm to go off? Is that alarm going to be going off all day, officer? Because I'll tell you something, I have headaches. I have headaches and I'm temperamental. That's how I would talk to him. She said, oh, he's going to... Listen, she said, you got to call right... They'll come and they'll take you to jail. Do you have any idea what fear she must live under? And what that's induced by? While we're having liberalism among the masses, and hip hop culture, and I don't know, man. How are they doing in the country? Anyway, it was just really interesting seeing the psychology. I had some funny things happen there. They were having, you know what? Because okay, look. The flood came. You gotta understand. The flood came and took their houses, they were gutted houses, and then like there was I'm not exactly sure. Houses were abandoned, and there's extra appliances, and I don't know what the story is, but there was an amazing amount of things going on in there that I only had heard about going on in the third world countries. But it was really interesting because right after a flood, after the military, after the way they're treated, the things going on in there were so interesting, like in a weird way. But just the things that wouldn't happen, and like one of them, one of them that was amazing because I'd only seen this in a third world country, but it was cool to see. Like I came home and like my lights hadn't been working, and like I just like they weren't gonna come till the next day. So Tyrone came by and he said, Steve, are you in the dark? And I said, I'm in the dark, then I come till Monday. He said, that's bullshit. And I said, no, I don't know. Like, they didn't come on Monday. He said, Steve, I'll get your lights working. Okay, I'll get your lights working. Let me tell you something. Let me get in that light box. So I said, like, I would, me being, a white guy, oh no, don't go in the light box, without permission. And he said, no, listen, Steve, listen. They can't keep you in the dark. Listen, I know how to wire up these fucking lights, and listen to me, if they give you a problem, you tell them to come talk to Gerard Jefferson at 222, that's what they do. They hook it up illegally, and they're like, oh, we'll just hook it up illegally. That's the kind of like, I'm from the first world, not the light box. He's like, no, we hook up, like, you tell them come to talk to me, and tell them I'll hook them up, Gerard and Jefferson, like, they're in that zone. It was really interesting. But what was the other one? Oh, the other one was that they were like, that was weird, but because of the flood. But the whole way, like the generosity plus the confusion, like they said, go, like, do you have everything in your house? I said, there's no refrigerator. So he said to me, he said, okay, you need a refrigerator. He said, I'll tell you what, let me see if I'm gonna be on the lookout for a refrigerator. And it was an interesting thing to say. He's like, I'm gonna see if I can be on the lookout for a refrigerator. And I figured because of that. And then he called me up and he said, like, Steve, I found a refrigerator. He said, I found a refrigerator to use, but it's $40. He said, you want it? I said, yeah, I guess so. Alright, like, give me a call when you got it. So then I was like sitting outside my house, and I saw Gerard. He's like, Steve, why didn't you tell me you needed an ice box? Steve, listen, I'll get you an ice box. Okay, I'll get you one. I said, well, this other guy said he was gonna get me one. He said, how much was he gonna get it for you? I said, I don't know, like $40. I'll get you an ice box for $30. I'll get you an ice box for $30. I was like, oh, well, I don't know really I didn't know what the etiquette was. I said, well, I'll get it right now. I'll get a pickup truck. I said, all right, let's do it. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Or no, I said, oh, what was it? I said, well, I gotta ask the other guy or something. I said, I gotta ask the other guy, man. I gotta ask the other guy. I said, I'm not sure. Let me tell you when I find the other guy. I didn't know what was going on or where the refrigerator was. Hey, it was just a weird thing to be happening, but this made sense to them. Like, probably because it's extra appliances, but I didn't know what was up. But what was weird is that then Gerard came by again, and I said, he said, did you hear from Tyrone? And I said, yeah. He said, you ready for this? He said, no, listen to me. That fridge he's trying to sell you, he said, it's the same fridge. They were, like, he said, but I'll sell it to you for $30. Like, they were trying to sell me the same fridge, and I said, he said, but I'll sell it to you. He brought it, and then I saw the guy come on the bike, and I said, hey man, the guy said he sold me your fridge, the fridge you had, for $30. And he said, well, I told him to go over. I have no idea what they're doing to use appliances or go between them, but it was such a weird like thing that was going on with it. All kinds of stuff like that that was like unusual, but like right when you're living in those conditions, like strange things like that. That's what's happening down there. But it was neat. It was neat. You know, it's interesting. You see, there was some interesting things that I did were interesting. There was a woman who she was white. She was like a white woman, and she lived in like one of the houses. I don't think her house was gutted, but her husband didn't have a job. Didn't get a job. Didn't have any money. So she used to walk up and down, and she'd say like I'm trying to get my kids some food. Like, do I need to give $1? And I didn't. And she said thanks to her. She was looking for money, but she had this. She didn't have any money, but she had this thing she would do, which is so. There's no word for it. But the thing, she didn't have a car. So when she needed to go somewhere, this is what she would do. She would get dressed up in like an evening gown and like earrings like dolled up in like the middle of the day and high heels and walk down into my sector into the black neighborhood. She's like, can someone give me a ride? And like that's how she got a ride. So like whenever she needed a ride, she'd be coming down at 10 in the morning, like in this evening gown, like, hey boys, like, can I get a ride? Like that's her like thing to get a ride. Like, what an interesting little like thing that's going on in that neighborhood. But like it was so peaceful in there and everything. I was neat. I don't know. That's like a real place. I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I mean, I enjoyed it. I just knew I was safe from all of you. I mean, I just knew no one would ever come in there. I don't know why. It was a great place.